Look at you. Sitting there doing nothing, scrolling, consuming, wasting day after day, year after year. This is your life, isn't it? Comfortable, predictable, safe. But let me ask you something. Is this really living, or are you just existing? Your comfort zone isn't your safe haven. It's your prison. And the worst part? You've built it yourself. Brick by brick, excuse by excuse. You've locked yourself in and you've thrown away the key. And now, you're rotting in there. Slowly, quietly, painfully. You wake up every day and you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow, always tomorrow. But guess what? Tomorrow never comes. It's a lie you tell yourself to feel better about the fact that you're stuck, that you're not growing, that you're not even trying. Do you know what's happening while you're sitting there doing nothing? The world is moving. People are hustling. Dreams are being chased. Lives are being lived. And you're just there, watching, waiting, wasting. These people, they're not special. They're not lucky. They're just brave. Brave enough to step out of their comfort zones. Brave enough to face the fear, the uncertainty, the discomfort. And you're too scared to even try. Let me break it to you. You're not scared of failure, no. You're scared of success. You're scared of what it might mean to actually achieve something, to be someone, to have no more excuses. Because if you fail, you can always blame the world. But if you succeed, that's on you, and that terrifies you. Let me tell you a story, an ancient story. Thousands of years ago, there was a king who ruled a prosperous kingdom. He had everything, wealth, power, luxury, but he was unhappy. He felt empty, lost. One day, a wise sage visited his court. The king asked the sage, "Why do I feel this way? I have everything a man could desire." The sage looked at the king and said, "You feel this way because you have never truly lived. You have never faced hardship. You have never tested your limits. You have never stepped outside your palace of comfort." The king was confused. But why would I leave my comfort? Why would I subject myself to pain and struggle? The sage handed the king a seed and said, "Plant this seed in the harshest, most barren land you can find. Nurture it, protect it, and when it grows, you will understand." The king, though skeptical, obeyed. He traveled far from his palace, into the wilderness, and planted the seed in rocky, unforgiving soil. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The king toiled under the scorching sun, battling storms, droughts, and wild animals. He faced failure after failure, but he didn't give up. And one day, the seed sprouted. It grew into a mighty tree, strong and unshakable, its roots deep and unyielding. The sage returned and asked the king, "What have you learned?" The king replied, "I learned that true strength comes from struggle, that growth happens in adversity, that comfort is the enemy of greatness." The sage smiled and said, "Now you understand. A life without challenge is a life without meaning." That king, he could have stayed in his palace. He could have lived a life of ease, but he chose to step out of his comfort zone. He chose to face the struggle, and because of that, he became stronger, wiser, better. What's your excuse? Look around you. This is your life. These are your choices. This is what you've settled for. And for what? A little comfort? A little safety? A little? Nothing? Is this really what you want? To look back one day and realize you wasted your potential? That you wasted your life? Wake up. This is it. This is your one shot, your one life. And you're throwing it away. You're letting fear win. You're letting laziness win. You're letting yourself down. And for what? A few more hours on the couch? A few more days of doing nothing? A few more years of regret? Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. But you'll never know that if you don't take the leap, if you don't push yourself, if you don't fight for what you want. Because here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. You have to go out there and take them. Your comfort zone is killing you. But you don't have to let it. You have the power to break free, to push harder, to be better. So what are you waiting for? Get up, get out there, and start living the life you were meant to live before it's too late.